If you think the ultra-rich wear the same watch brands everyone else dreams about, you might be surprised. Because when you enter the world of billionaires, old money collectors, and serious watch connoisseurs, the rules change completely. It's not about the flashiest logo, it's not about what celebrities are wearing, and it's definitely not about what's trending on Instagram. In fact, many watches that look luxury to most people are actually brands the ultra-wealthy quietly avoid. Today we're talking about 10 watch brands the ultra-rich rarely wear, and the subtle reasons why. Some are too common, some are too flashy, and some simply don't hold the prestige serious collectors care about. And stick around until the end because the last one might be the most surprising brand on this list. Let's start with one of the most controversial luxury watch brands, Hublot. Now, before the fans come after me, Hublot does make technically impressive watches, but among serious collectors and ultra-wealthy watch enthusiasts, Hublot often has a reputation problem. Why? Because the brand is seen as overly marketing-driven. Huge celebrity endorsements, sports partnerships, bold designs meant to attract attention. And for the ultra-rich, attention is often the opposite of what they want. Many billionaires prefer watches that only other collectors recognize, not watches that scream luxury from across the room. So instead of Hublot, collectors often gravitate toward brands like Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, Vacheron Constantin. Next is Michael Kors. While this brand is extremely popular in fashion watches, it's not considered a true luxury watchmaker. Most Michael Kors watches are produced as fashion accessories, rather than horological masterpieces. The movements are usually mass-produced quartz movements, and the ultra-wealthy tend to value something very different. Hand-finished movements, mechanical craftsmanship, generational heritage. That's why collectors would rather buy a vintage mechanical watch than a trendy fashion piece. Daniel Wellington is one of the most successful social media watch brands ever created. Minimalist, clean, Instagram-friendly. But here's the thing, among watch collectors, Daniel Wellington is often viewed as a marketing brand rather than a watchmaking brand. The watches use inexpensive quartz movements and simple designs produced at scale. So for the ultra-rich, exclusivity matters. A billionaire doesn't want the same watch thousands of influencers are promoting online. Movado is famous for its museum dial, the iconic minimalist watch face with a single dot at 12 o'clock. And while it's a recognizable design, Movado watches tend to be positioned more as entry-level luxury. Collectors often look for mechanical movements, in-house calibers, artisanal finishing. Movado rarely competes in those areas, which is why serious collectors often look elsewhere. Invicta is known for extremely bold watches, huge cases, gold plating, oversized designs, but in the watch world, Invicta is often criticized for aggressive discounting and exaggerated retail prices. Ultra-wealthy collectors usually avoid brands that rely heavily on 90% of marketing tactics because prestige in luxury is built on heritage, craftsmanship, and restraint. Fossil is another hugely popular watch brand, but it's primarily a fashion watch company, not a high horology house. The watches are stylish and affordable, which is great for everyday consumers. But the ultra-rich often seek watches that represent centuries of craftsmanship, mechanical innovation, collector value, and Fossil simply doesn't operate in that category. Diesel watches are famous for their massive, industrial-looking designs. Some models are almost 57mm wide, which is enormous for a wristwatch. But here's the issue. Ultra-wealthy collectors usually prefer watches that are elegant, proportioned, and timeless. Oversized watches often feel like a trend, and trends rarely interest serious collectors. Guess watches are stylish fashion accessories, but again they fall into the category of fashion watches rather than traditional watchmaking. For collectors, the value of a watch often comes from the movement, the craftsmanship, the heritage of the brand. Guess focuses much more on fashion trends than on mechanical innovation. Nixon has a strong reputation in the surf and skate communities. The watches are sporty, fun, and durable, but they are designed primarily for lifestyle wear, not for horology collectors. Ultra-wealthy collectors often want watches that could be passed down for generations, and that usually means traditional Swiss watchmaking houses. Now this one might shock you. Rolex is one of the most prestigious watch brands in the world. And yes, many wealthy people absolutely love Rolex. But some ultra-rich collectors avoid it for one simple reason. It's too recognizable. Rolex has become the universal symbol of luxury success. which means almost everyone knows it. And some billionaires prefer watches that only a small group of collectors recognize. Instead, they may choose extremely understated brands like Elange and Sony, F. Bijon, Breguet. These watches don't scream luxury, but collectors instantly know how rare and special they are. So the biggest takeaway is this: the ultra-rich don't always choose the flashiest watches. They choose watches with craftsmanship, heritage, rarity, and quiet prestige. In the world of serious watch collectors, subtle luxury often speaks the loudest. Now I'm curious, which watch brand do you think deserves to be on or off this list? Let me know in the comments. And if you love luxury, fashion, and investment pieces, don't forget to subscribe because we talk about luxury bags, designer brands, and high-end fashion every week. See you in the next video!